Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to Be a Better You Annual Challenge Day 65. Today we are going to brainstorm different areas of communication for improvement that we can apply the SOAP framework to starting tomorrow. But first we need to come up with an area we want to improve, and then tomorrow we'll hop into the SOAP framework and figure out how to deal with it. I want to say once and for all, but sometimes one and done doesn't work. Depends on how long we've had the challenge, depends on what the challenge is, depends on how quickly and easily we can apply solutions to the thing that's been holding us back and take action on it. So I'm going to talk quickly and briefly about 7 possible areas that we could think about in order to come up with the idea of the improvement area that we want to work on. And we're going to apply the SOAP framework to help to eliminate that improvement area, right? And why do we want to pick an improvement area? I'm going to suggest that you pick the one thing that comes to mind and is bothering you the most that you know you want to have an impact on. For me, it's probably something to do with listening, which is one of the 7 areas, right? First and foremost, public speaking. Do you need to do more public speaking? Would that help your career? Would that help your involvement in various organizations? It's one of the biggest fears that people have, so it often comes up as an area to improve. Secondly, we might think about interpersonal communications. Maybe there's a relationship that you're having challenges in, and you realize it's because you're not setting boundaries, communicating effectively, expressing how you feel, and blaming the other person, etc. So that's a challenge area that many of us face. And at different times in our life, we face different communication challenges. Written communication, expressing yourself clearly and effectively in whatever format you choose to write in. Are your articles, are your anything that you write, is it clear, concise, easy to understand, written for the person, the audience that you're writing it for, etc. So is written communication an important area for you to improve? Fourth, nonverbal communication. How do we show up? What's our energy like? What's our body language like? What's our eye contact? Our gestures like? Maybe that's an area that you see holding you back. I work with a lot of folks that have a hard time, which also goes to speaking and speaking up in meetings and things like that. And their nonverbal cues and language are like, don't call on me, don't ask me. Remember in high school or in school when you'd be sitting there and you didn't do your homework and you're slouching down in your chair because you know the teacher's going to call on you. And guess what? That's who the teacher calls on because they see your nonverbal cues of, hey, I'm not prepared. I don't think they do it to embarrass you. I think they do it to hold you accountable. Depends on the teacher, of course. Fifth, digital communication. Navigating the virtual world is becoming more and more important for all of us. Is there an area of that where you really struggle with communication? Some people are awesome with technology and Zoom calls and remote virtual events and virtual meetings and things. I personally love them much more than talking on the phone because I think I'm more of a visual person, even though I'm legally blind, than an auditory person. And then sixth, we've got active listening, this is the area when it comes to communication that I almost always choose to work on personally because it is a lifelong challenge for me. My daughter informed me yesterday she was reading her daughter's astrological charts and realized that listening is not her thing. It's just not her thing. And then I thought, she and I are a lot of alike. I should check out my astrological chart. Not that I know anything about any of that. And see if listening is not my thing, because I find it's an area I'm always looking to improve in, always being a better listener, a more active listener. Why? And I know this intellectually, but I don't always do it. People will tell us and show us everything we need to know about them if we just listen and pay attention. And then finally, conflict resolution, which is another big one for many, many people. And generally, the only way to resolve a conflict is to have some type of communication. So we want to hone our skills in that area as well. So I challenge you to brainstorm in these different areas, pick the one thing you want to work on, and tomorrow we're going to begin applying the SOAP framework to it. We'll use the SOAP framework every month this year, all 12. Why? Because I want you to use it at least a dozen times so that you make it your own and it becomes a tool in your toolbox that just runs in your subconscious like it does me now. It just automatically runs. Something comes up, it runs through. If I need to consciously pay attention to it, I'll become aware of it. And then what do? I run through the SOAP framework on a conscious level. Why? Because I found it's the quickest, easiest, best way to find solutions, focus on solutions, and solve problems in any area or aspect of my life. So that's it. Any questions, hit me up. If you're not sure if it's a great communication area, which I'm sure if you think of it, it is, just hit me up and ask or share in the comments below, and everybody will give input. Otherwise, go out, have an awesome day, and tomorrow we'll jump into the SOAP framework. See you tomorrow.